is up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Stability Sculpt. Alright, these bodyweight workouts, they're all about stability and strength. We're taking elements of Pilates, combining them with the classic compound exercise you're used to seeing in weightlifting workouts. However, by dropping the weight, we're able to slow down our form, we're able to bring our extra focus, our extra control, and spend a little bit longer in those end range positions where we typically lack strength because we just don't really train there during faster paced, cardio-based, weight-based, or high-intensity workouts. So that'll be the real emphasis today. Today's workout in particular will be focusing on knee stability. So we're going to be doing a series of circuits that will either target muscle groups that support your knees or movements where you may typically struggle with knee strength and stability, to strengthen those, to give you those rock solid, injury-proof knees. This will be a no repeat workout, so once we're done with the circuit, we get to say goodbye. We are done with her for the day, and while these are technically low impact exercises, if you have existing knee pain or an existing knee injury, what feels low impact for you will depend on your unique situation. So if you're on the fence, if you're not sure, maybe watch this through first. If you have an ongoing knee injury, run it by your healthcare professional first. Always consult a professional if you're concerned about your unique pain. Otherwise, all you need for today's workout is yourself, your body, a bit of room to move around, as well as your optional team band. I will put a link for these in the description box down below. Otherwise, if you're ready to get started, make sure to shoot me a thumbs up and let's get into it. Getting into our first circuit, we're gonna be kicking things off with some glute and hip stabilization work. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my light team band. If you have one, I would recommend adding it to this first circuit. Take it down onto the ground, getting onto our back for our first exercise, which will be the B stance glute bridge. All right, so you're gonna pull the band up and over to the thighs, just above knee height. What we're going to do is plant the right foot, put the left foot just off to the side, so most of our weight's still on that right leg, and using the left leg for support, but not pushing through it, we're gonna drive the right foot into the ground as we lift our hips up, okay? If you're wearing a band, pull that band apart with the left leg as you drive up. So the B stance glute bridge will look just like this. We're going to be going next to the sideline abduction, so putting that hand under your head. We're going to lead this motion by lifting the knee up. All right, nice and controlled. We're not letting the band pull us back. If you're using one, we're lifting just like that. And the final exercise in our first circuit, we're gonna come up onto our hand. We're going to extend that right leg out. We're going to keep the left leg bent and out of the way. And then we're going to target the inner thigh of the right leg by pushing down to the ground with the right foot. Just like that. Okay, using the left leg as needed for support, because we're getting going, all right? Heckin' now, let's do it. Rolling on over, going right into that sideline abduction. So remember, leading with the knee, controlling the lower, especially if you're wearing a band, but even if you're not, we're resisting the force of gravity on the way down. Stay nice and controlled. Match my pace if you can. Right into the next exercise, come up onto that left hand, extend your right leg out. Now targeting that right inner thigh, I want you to press the right foot into the ground, okay? Just like that, using your left leg that's bent as needed to give you a little boost, give you a little bit of support on this. clock until we go and repeat it all over again on the other side. So as a reminder, how that's gonna look. So we're gonna be starting back flat in that B stance, hip thrust again. I'm just gonna keep my team band on, so I'm already wearing it. And what we're gonna do this time is plant the left leg, put the right leg just off to the side, just a little bit in front, wherever you feel it's supporting you without putting too much weight on it. We're gonna press down into the left foot as we drive our hips up. If you're wearing a band, I want you to try to give that band a little pull apart with that right knee as you go up. Just like that on the first exercise. From there, what we're going to do is rolling on over to our side, hand under our head, if that helps you stay a little bit more comfortable. We're going to lead this movement with the knee, just like that, matching my tempo as we go. We're not cheating ourselves, we're not cheating this workout. From there, the final exercise will be planting our hand on the ground, elongating, stretching that left leg out, bending the right leg up. And what we're gonna do is press down through the left foot to target the inner thigh of the left leg, the top leg, all right? So just like this, pressing down, to giving a little bit of support if you need to through that bottom leg, just like that. All right, we've got just about 10 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into position. We're gonna do this again before we move on to our next circuit, all right? Going over to the left side, right, hacking down. All right, rolling over to your side, right into that sideline abduction, hand under your head, leading with the knee, matching my tempo, staying with me in terms of our rep speed. Coming up onto that right arm, extending the left leg out, right leg bent. You're gonna press down through the inside of that left foot to lift and target that inner thigh. Okay, just like that. Do your best if you need to, using this leg to support you a little bit. And like that, we're gonna be getting ready for our next circuit. So for this next circuit, what we're gonna start with is a glute bridge in and out. So going back to your back, if you're wearing a team band, keep it on. Starting with your feet about hip width apart, knees together. We are going to pull our knees apart as we raise, and then bring them together as we lower. Apart as we raise, together as we lower. This is effective even if you're not using a band, but of course, if you had a band, you're gonna really feel the burn on this one. Okay, so just like that. The next exercise will be a posterior plank walk out. So what we're gonna do is hands like this, just behind your hips, push down through your heels to lift, walk one foot in, walk the other foot in, come up to a full tabletop. Walk one foot out, other foot out, lower back down. So it's up, step, 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 down. All right, keeping your tummy tight, keeping the core engaged, and squeezing down against the ground through those hamstring back thigh muscles as well as your glutes. The final exercise will be a tabletop in and out with a twist. Okay, instead of doing like this with both legs at the same time. I want you to go one leg at a time. So it'll be right leg starts in, goes out, left leg, we're gonna alternate as we go, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. You get the idea? All right, we're getting into the circuit now, starting with that glute bridge in and out. Knees start in, as we raise, we pull them out. Coming up to a seated position, hands just behind your hips. We're going to that posterior plank walkout. So pressing down through your heels, squeezing through your hamstrings, up, step, step, extend those hips. Then to lower, we just step it back down, keeping the tummy, keeping the hamstrings, and keeping the glutes tight throughout. All right, that's how we stay stable. From here, give your wrists a quick little shake before we go into that tabletop, alternating in and out. So hands in the same position, legs bent up, starting with your right knee in, pull it apart as we lower, left knee comes in, bring them apart as we lower, right knee comes in, bring them apart, alternating as we go, feeling the rotation through both the hip and the knee, controlling it, using the glutes to do so. All right, from there, give your wrists a nice, good shake. We're gonna be going into our next superset, which will involve a quick little roll around, okay? Quick little roll around with me. Our next superset is going to be flipping over to our fronts. We are going to be going into a bear plank to full plank. So the way that's gonna look is hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Press your toes into the ground, hover yourself up from here to here. Okay, so one leg at a time. And I want you to focus on how you're feeling those front of thigh quad muscles engaging as we do this. We're then immediately going to go into a bear squat. All right, so if we're starting from a bear position again, all we're gonna do is extend our knees at the same time, like that. All right, it's not quite to a down dog. We're just extending our knees in a less weight-bearing position as compared to doing a full squat standing up. Final exercise, we're actually gonna be in a nice low kneeling position. From here, all we're gonna do is keeping your upper body as upright as possible. Extend your knees. Okay, even if kneeling typically hurts for you, we're using your muscles entirely. We're not in that top kneeling position too long, so I do want you to try this with me. Keep that upright position, engage the quads as we do. We're getting going in 3, 2, and 1, starting with that bear plank to full plank. Let's go. As you straighten your legs to full plank, focus on extending the knee and squeezing through those front of thigh quad muscles with me. right, just come down, give those arms and wrists a quick little shake. If your wrists are sore, know that they will adjust over time. All right, you're just not used to moving in this way, but going right into our bear squat. So starting that same bear position, hover yourself up, and then we're gonna extend the knees at the same time, squeezing those quads up to here. All right, back and forth with me, focusing on squeezing and stabilizing the knees. Coming to that low kneeling position, last exercise, keeping your upper body upright. Come to a tall kneeling by squeezing through those front of thigh muscles with me, as upright as you can. Don't cheat yourself, but bend them forward. Stay nice and upright. If you do need to make this a bit easier, you can hinge forward a little bit. All right, so you do kind of like this. By leaning forward a little bit, it allows us to transfer a little bit more emphasis to the glutes. But I do want you to keep as much emphasis as you're comfortable on those quads. So if you can, stay perfectly upright with me. All right, and like that, you made it through another circuit. So for our last circuit, we're gonna stand it up. Yes, we get to stand. I'm gonna adjust my mat real quick because she has just been on a trip this workout. And our first exercise in this circuit is going to be a sit back hinge squat. So what I want you to do is imagine there's a box right here. It's a big heavy box, we can't move it. It's not moving, we have to work around it. All right, so that box is snugged up right behind your calves, right behind your knees. What I want you to do now is wide stance, a little bit beyond hip width apart, and I want you to sit down onto that box with me, okay? So what we're gonna do is sitting with our bum, keeping those knees vertical, because that box is there, sit down. Look, we have arrived. Now that we're on the box, what I want you to do is touch down to the ground. Let's pretend someone pulled the box away. Hinge down, okay? This is okay, this is fine, because we sat back at our hips. We're keeping more emphasis on that joint rather than the knees. We can get comfortable down here, reverse the motion, bring it back up. Again, sitting onto the box, someone's pulling the box away, hinging it down. That's the first exercise. Next exercise, we're just gonna stay down here, hands supported, straightening the knees. Final exercise, we're gonna do a full squat, taking all that engagement, all that activation, all those form and focus that we got from the previous circuits to do a final exercise of the full squat. Because we're off right now, starting with that sit back hinge squat. So follow my lead, onto the box. Sitting back at the hips until your bum touches down. Yes, someone's pulled the box away. We're now sitting down. Bring it back up, bring it back up. Sitting onto the box. All the way until you reach that box. Someone pulls it away, hinge. Just like that with me. Nice and slow, there is no rush. All right, from there, we're gonna go back to that bottom position, so let's just do that exercise one more rep. All the way down, put your hands on the ground. We're just gonna straighten our knees. Okay, so this is still targeting those quads, but because I'm keeping my hips flexed and staying bent forward, we're supporting less of our body weight with our knee joint, with our quads, and we're not able to use our glutes as much to support this movement because the hips are staying flexed. So it's all quad. I know it looks funny, I know it feels funny. Just stay here with me. Focus on not putting a ton of weight on those knees and just straightening them, making sure they're not caving on the lower. If you're wearing a band, keep a little bit of outward pressure as you bend those knees, and let's keep on doing this. All right, final exercise is a full range squat, whatever that means for you. If you're wearing a band, keep those knees out, no caving. Let's use everything that we just focused on with this workout to do our best with the squat. Even if you can't lower all the weight, even if it looks like this, give me that. If you can make it to 90, give me that. If you can make it all the way down, give me that. Do your best, take it slow, and focus on that knee stability. And like that, you made it through another Stability Sculpt workout. I'm so proud of you for making it through. I'm actually gonna kneel down. All right, I know these are lower intensity, but my muscles still feel them. I like to kneel after my workouts. I hope you enjoyed today's workout. I really do. If you did, make sure to shoot me a thumbs up. The reason I love including these workouts in our weekly flow is because as much as weightlifting has its benefits, workouts like HIIT have their own benefits. There are so many benefits to slowing down, to dropping the intensity, to allowing for recovery between your training sessions. There is a saying, a quote I saw somewhere that is along the lines of, you need to slow down in order to speed up. And I think that especially holds true when it comes to training, especially if you're feeling super gung-ho, super motivated about starting a new challenge or starting a new plan. It's so important to pace yourself, to understand that less is more, that it is possible to work smarter, not harder towards your goals. So I hope you enjoyed slowing down today. I hope you enjoyed today's workout. Definitely let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Otherwise, thank you for working out with me, and I can't wait for our next workout together.